Welcome to episode 2 of Rocks to Reef. After successfully getting up and down Mount Mahari, we've just arrived into Karijini National Park and it's time to start exploring on foot a little more.
Well, we're making our way into Fortescue Falls, our first look at Karijini. Now the rest of the mob will run on ahead. Good on them because the view is just spectacular. It's just awesome. Like, I'll spin you around and have a look at this. That's just awesome. Anyway, keep on going. Keep on going, try and catch them up. Can't wait to go for a swim. I think that's a general consensus. I'm loving it. This is awesome. A lot more peaceful here. Fern Pool. Oh, let's go. Straight in the Fern Pool.
It's cold.
Is it jump in?
Jump in.
How deep is it?
No idea.
I'm not touching the bottom.
Oh, I'll put the camera down for this.
Yeah.
I'll come back and get it. And dive.
Okay.
Shallow dive.
If you're going to jump, go on.
That's beautiful.
It's cold.
It's not actually. It's warmer than the swimming pool. Not your parents' swimming pool, my parents' swimming pool.
Yeah, and I think your parents' swimming pool's freezing.
It's a lot warmer than the river too. Don't drop it, there's no float.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go on, Eva, show us your best lifeguard dive. It's deep. I couldn't even... No, I couldn't even touch the bottom and I was with my hands above the water, like fingertips. Oh, it's perfect. Come on. Come on. All right. Go on. Get on with it. How good is it? Come on, Jess. Yeah, I'll grab it. What do you think?
Oh, it's actually really nice now that I'm in.
Told you it was good. Well guys, this makes the 2-day drive, the oil leak, the broken cable,
And the heat.
the sweating. This makes it all worthwhile. This is awesome. Hope you can hear me over the waterfall.
Fern Pool was simply stunning, but after prying ourselves from the water, we doubled back and decided to spend a bit of time checking out Fortescue Falls.
Well, we've walked back from Fern Pool now. Checked out the bats on the way. It was quite cool. Very cool actually. Now we're at Fortescue Falls. Now the gorge back there is so big I can't even fit it in a frame. So look, I've showed you it as best as I can. I hope it does it some justice because this place is just stunning. It really is stunning. I mean, there's quite a lot of people here. We're in a busy season, but look, no complaints. This place is awesome. If you haven't been here, I've said it in plenty of other videos. Look, this is a spot you've got to come and check out. It's awesome. I'm going to go and sit up there, just take it in, relax for a bit. j'ai toute la poule.
Now with the fading light and the long day that we just had, we decided it was time to get back out of the gorge and retire to our camp for the night.
Well, Kieran's just running his car to put a bit of charge in his battery. His DC-DC charger wasn't getting enough voltage from the start battery to engage, so we just hooked up an ignition feed cable, and that's all working correctly now, so he's just throwing a bit of charge in. What we're doing is dinner. We've had a lovely day out exploring the gorges and Mount Maharry, swimming in Fern Pool, cap it off with a good feed. I've got some steaks at home, vacuum sealed them, froze them, they're defrosted today, going to cook them on the barbecue, barbecue them. So just going to throw some seasoning on them. This is getting hot, nearly ready to go. Can I be a bit?
No, too late, sorry. Okay, cheese later.
Fuck off, bug.
Put cheese away.
Yeah, a bit more protein on the barbecue plate. Some salad. Oh yeah.
That's your plate.
Thank you.
Your plate. Gotta put it on the table. Right, have you got it? Okay.
Yum. That's delicious. Well, I gotta say, that is a feast. You looking forward to your dinner?
Yes. Yep. I am definitely hungry after my swim and also slightly tired. So.
Yeah, big day. We've had 2 big days. It is our holiday, and we've been getting up at 6 o'clock each morning to catch the sunrise, and
Which I don't do that for work, let alone, you know.
yeah, so we've been doing big days, but look, we'll be a bit more relaxed tomorrow, I think. We'll probably enjoy a few more drinks tonight. There's a bit of a Pilbara storm blowing through. We'll see if I can capture any of that in time lapse, and then tomorrow maybe afford ourselves a bit of a sleep in. And what's the plan? We're going to check out some of the lookouts close by.
To Wittenoom.
And then
The old Wittenoom mine site.
That's right.
Then hopefully Hamersley Gorge for lunch.
Yep. So we'll be back doing the outer loop of the park tomorrow. Get a bit of charge into the batteries, seeing as only had a half day today. And we've had a few gremlins. Kieran's had a gremlin. So yeah, we'll go do the outer loop, go to Oski, Wittenoom, Hamersley Gorge, bit of driving, bit of sightseeing. Should be good fun.
And then a swim in the afternoon, hopefully.
Yeah, and then hopefully come back and hit Circular Pool for a swim. Nothing beats having a swim in the gorges here and coming back to camp. It was very, very refreshing this afternoon. Anyway, my dinner's getting cold, so I better stop gas bagging. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Do you want another drink? Morning everyone, welcome to day 3 of our Karijini Exmouth Shark Bay trip. So all going well at the moment. We're just packing up camp, had a bit of brekkie, and the plan today, once this is all done, is to hit the road and head towards Oski Roadhouse. For novelty's sake, Kieran and I and the girls, we all chatted about it and we said, look, we're up this way, why don't we go and have a look at Wittenoom? So, with some care and caution, we're not going to hang around there too long, we're not going to go kicking up big dust piles, but with some care and caution, we're going to go have a look at Wittenoom. And I'll tell you a bit about the history when we get there. Anyway, I guess I better lend a hand, stop gas bagging, and just help out packing up, get the car going, and we'll hit the road soon. How are the flies going, Eva?
Yeah.
Bit friendly at the
Bloody
moment?
annoying.
Yeah.
But the fly net helps a lot, so
Good.
as long as they're not in my face, I'm fine.
Happy days. It's like
Happy
being back
days.
on the farm.
Yeah. Otherwise you need to watch us.
No.
Sit outside on the edge. No.
So, I think yesterday I said, you know, let's sign off for the night. It's our holiday, let's relax, you know, and let's watch the Pilbara storm roll through. Might have jinxed us. It's sort of at midnight decided it was going to come right over our camp. So at midnight we were all awake and we were all helping pack things up, pulling Kieran's Hexa tent down, putting some extra pegs into the awning, and then we went to bed and it didn't rain and it didn't get any worse, and I don't even know where the storm went. So yeah, look, Murphy's Law got us a good one last night, and it was also the 1st of April, so I think it was our April Fool's joke. But anyway, look, it was a bit of fun, albeit frustrating, but we survived, so not the end of the world. Must have rained there last night. I think we both spoke at the same time. Must have rained there last night, mate.
Oh no, I was thinking the temptation was there to hit it.
Yeah, but you know what the side of your car will look like after that.
Which is why I didn't.
Yep. We've arrived at the town side of Wittenoom now. Now, there's not much left of the town, so I'll put some dates on the screen as to when the mining occurred here, but I think it was the 50s and 60s, maybe even earlier. They mined the blue crocodilite, which is out in the ranges here, and that's what made blue asbestos. So obviously there's an asbestos risk, but we're pretty happy that it's not going to be a massive issue. We're all happy, you know. Look, we'll go and we'll have the aircon recirculate. We're not going to kick up massive amounts of dust, and we'll go in. We're not going to go and play in the old tailings dumps and stuff because that's irresponsible. But we'll go in. We'll have a look. We'll show you what remains of town. There's not much left. At last check before this trip, I think there were 3 residents left. What the state did to try and shut down the town was they just cut off all services. They cut off power, they cut off water. So the people here, literally, this is it. They got to fend for themselves. Anyway, jump back in the cars and work our way into town, show you what's left of town, and then we'll work our way out into the gorge. I know there's some amazing rock pools and stuff out there, so see if we can go and find some. It's a bit, isn't it?
Tell you what though, anyone says, oh yeah, humans won't leave much of a trace on the landscape. Look at that. That orange is almost as bright as the day it was created.
Good old Telstra telephone box,
indeed.
still standing.
I wonder if that's it.
Well, it's pretty eerie standing here actually, you know. There's just no one around. We saw one other car on the way in, pretty sure they were a tourist. But yeah, it's very eerie. It's just the houses and the grass and old decaying, decrepit roads. But I mean, imagine having a town right on the edge of the ranges and the hills. The view is just awesome. Like, you know, I'd have loved to have seen this place when it was busy, operational, people everywhere, town humming, and you know, and the view and the houses. It would have been really quite a cool place to live in terms of the view and everything. But obviously, back then people didn't know the dangers of the asbestos and the asbestosis. Obviously, you know how it kills you. So it's sad to think that nothing's been done to try and clean the place up. Government hasn't done anything about it because, you know, it would be quite cool. I think there's quite a lot of interest, and it could be turned into a bit of an attraction. But you know, it is what it is. Obviously, it's all money, and it costs a lot to clean up that dirty mess. So it's easier just for them to say, don't go in there, or go in there at your own risk, like us. So. We're making our way up Wittenoom Gorge. We just stopped to check in at Python Pool. There's a couple of people camped here, so we just had a bit of a chat. Used to live in the area, now they live in Karratha, so yeah, they were saying there's a few more pools, Cathedral Pool and a couple others, so we'll keep making our way up and hopefully we find a few more magic spots, maybe one for ourselves. Anyway, it's so peaceful here. It's such a shame that it's essentially cut off to people, you know, unless you really want to come in here. You know, there's no information on the web, anything about Wittenoom Gorge, so you sort of got to find out for yourself by coming here. Anyway, let's get out of here, move up the gorge some more.
Not bad. The next spot up the gorge worth checking out is called Cathedral Pool, and it's not hard to see how it got its name. Now, after a bit of mucking around and some photos, we headed up the gorge a little further to the old mine site and had a look around. Taking a right. Windows up just in case.
We'll keep a good distance.
Rogie. We'll probably just film from inside the car, I think. Take photos from inside the car.
Happy to get out, just not in a dust cloud.
Oh, this is true.
Well, we've reached the end of Wittenoom Gorge. So right at the end here was all the admin buildings for the mine, the power station, all that. And as you can see, there's still some concrete. It's all that's left here is just the concrete pads. Any sign of the buildings have been either knocked down, blown away, or burnt by fire. But yeah, look, Wittenoom Gorge is a stunning spot. You'd have felt pretty privileged to have probably lived and worked here back in the 50s, but you know, and devastated to find out that by doing so you're going to die essentially from asbestosis and the mesothelioma. But for visitors like us, it's a privilege to check out this stunning view.
From Wittenoom we made our way around to Hamersley Gorge. This meant making our way through the Rio Tinto Pass, which is a very narrow road with some quite tight bands. It's pretty hair-raising, especially when you don't know what's coming the other way.
We just wrapped up some lunch and now we're at the top of Hamersley Gorge. It's a very stunning view behind you. I'll show you that now. But the plan is to walk down and jump in that water and cool off because it's scorching hot. It'd be high 30s right now, standing in the sun. Need to get down there. Looks like there's even some shade under a few trees. Jump in the water. Oh, let's do it. Shall we do it?
Yep.
Sounds good. Not as good as yesterday.
Colder?
No, it's not as easy to get in. You can't just dive in.
I know, I was sort of looking over here going, I wonder if I could shallow dive into this here.
2, 1. Hamersley Gorge. It's just what the doctor ordered after a long morning, I guess, sitting in the car driving, checking out Wittenoom. We've had a nice piece of lunch. It takes like 5 minutes to walk down here. The water's perfect.
Yep.
And there's even like a couch, a lounge built in, so.
Yeah, we could sit here for a couple hours. All we need's a bartender.
Yeah, we need a barman, someone who can run up to the car and fetch some beers and bring them down. Oh well. Can't have them all, can ya? But this is relaxing. And it's also a lot less busy than Fern Pool was yesterday, so you don't feel like you're here with the other half of Perth or the other half of the world. And the view is stunning. Just the formations, the waves and the rock, the way the rock structure is. That's cool. See if I can show it to you.
So they don't.
Smile! That's on video actually.
Bastard.
Camera ready?
You're not going higher.
Go to the next ledge. I wouldn't go from there anyway. I'll pick one spot, grab your time. Ready?
Yep.
Yep, I'm rolling. There's only one way. You can do it!
Pardon?
Can't either. That's where we jumped from.
Ready? 2, 1. Oh, I don't think I got it. That fucking hurt my feet.
When you hit the water.
Yeah. Nothing above, but yeah.
Our time in Hamersley Gorge was frustratingly cut short. With the weather rapidly changing from beautiful sunlight to overcast, then it started to sprinkle and we even had some thunder and lightning. After all the warnings of flash flooding and being trapped in the gorge, we decided an early exit was in order. And little did we know the challenges that lay ahead just getting back to camp.
Well guys, time to get out of here.
Yep.
Cool, no worries.
We're heading to the visitor centre.
Back to camp via the visitor centre to look for water.
Sounds good.
Cool, sounds good. Thoroughly enjoyed that time at Hamersley Gorge. It was worth the big loop around the park. And not a moment too soon either, because it looks like we're going to get some more rain.
Man, this is not like what we've been used to the last couple of days.
A bit of rain over here.
Yeah.
Wow, we've had a fair bit of rain up here, mate. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Sorry, what was that, Kieran?
I said to yourself, it's raining back to camp.
Nah, there's not as many clouds over that way, I reckon.
Yeah, cool.
Although there is a rainbow, so maybe.
Amazingly, after all that rain, it managed to avoid our campsite entirely, so we arrived back to find it exactly how it was left.
Well, we've arrived back at camp from our big day. Now, it was good fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was worthwhile going to Wittenoom just for novelty's sake of saying we've been there. And also, you know, a couple of people I spoke to have said, you know, Wittenoom is very, very stunning. And, you know, you could see that today. It was just beautiful. And, you know, Hamersley Gorge, it's further away than all the other gorges. You know, the Dales Gorge, there's sort of all the gorges and all the points of interest, Fern Pool, Circular Pool, are all quite close together. And same again over at the Eco Retreat, Joffrey Falls and Oxer Lookout, they're all quite close together. But Hamersley Gorge is quite a long drive out of the park. So it was really worthwhile to get there. I'm glad we made the effort to get there. Anyway, let's go have a look at what's happening around camp quickly. So for tonight, we are doing a roast beef on the barbecue. Show you that as it goes. It's just preheating now. Jess is chopping up some potatoes and carrots, seasoning them. We take a stroll over this way. We've just sent up the shower tent and hot water system. It's been a bit of a cold, miserable day, so we're having a bit of a treating ourselves to some luxury, I should say. Anyway, better get back to tending to the roast for dinner. So key to good roast veggies in the Weber is a bit of seasoning, so a bit of all-purpose seasoning, salt and pepper and oil. Found because we can't blanch the veggies like you would at home by boiling them in some hot water or microwave, we have to throw them in for about an hour, chop them up small, throw them in for an hour. And with the meat, it's a 1.1 kilo roast. For 1 kilo of meat in the Weber, I normally do about an hour 20. Preheat the Weber for 10 minutes on high, throw the meat in and turn it down to sort of medium, and then throw the veggies in with an hour to go. So about an hour 20 per kilo is what I do in the Weber. We just put the beef in, so it's in there now. Just turn it down to halfway. Set a timer for 20 minutes, and then we can throw the veggies in for the last hour and a bit. And hopefully, in about an hour and a half, we'll be having a yummy roast. Anyway, we'll see you then. Hopefully it looks good. Oh, it's been an hour and about 20 minutes. We're gonna have the first look at the roast. So, damn, that looks pretty good if you ask me. Pretty good. Anyway, let's rip it off, carve it up, see how it goes.
After a long day, I retired the cameras to enjoy my dinner and watch the star show. The stars in the Pilbara are some of the best displays I've ever seen. They really know how to turn it on for you. Well, that wraps up episode 2. I hope you've been enjoying Rocks to Reef. Here's what's coming up in episode 3 as we check out the last few sites around Karijini and work our way across to Mount Nameless. Remember, if you're enjoying Rocks to Reef, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when the next episode is out. And drop us a comment because we always appreciate your feedback. Happy safe adventuring, and we'll see you next time.